What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with an analysis breakdown on Amar'e Stoudemire, a guy that was a #1 pick, and he was just a force to be reckoned with. Ability to go straight up and just dunk over competition. He was the guy that was always the aggressor. He never shied away from contact, and he'd go straight up and just dunk on you, baptize you, just destroy you if you was in front of him. Quick feet, great handle, just didn't show the ball too much so you can block it. And even if you wanted to, he was already at the rim, finishing at the rim. And that was just something that was unstoppable, just blowing past guys, going quick, fast, and in a hurry, and just towering at the rim. He also had the finesse if you cut him off or you try to stay keeping them from the rim and try to make them have a little bit of a weakness. It was a jump shot, but he perfected that after a while. If you're not going to give me the dunk, if you're not going to give me the free throw, then you'll just be giving me a mid-range jumper anyway, which is like a free throw. It just leads to transition, but it made sense for him to have to figure that out, as it made him a pick-and-roll threat and a pick-and-pop threat, which made him even tougher to guard and made it easier for his teammates to play off the ball and cut because he wasn't in the way because of that logic. So it made sense, perfect sense. And he actually had a finesse type of game where he can contort his body a little bit if he had to take off a little further than he wants to for a dunk, and he can finish around by using the backboard or just going straight up as a rim, because he is a guy that's 6'11", and that really made him a great finisher, and that basically was his game. I want to destroy you. But he also was a solid blocker in Phoenix. He can rotate, he can cover a lot of space, he can go straight up. He gets ready for certain matchups, and he really takes it serious like most superstar players do in those matchups. So he wanted to bang, he wanted to knock you around, he wanted to come straight at you, but he also wanted to send those messages that I can stop you from scoring if the trash talk was there. But Amar'e Stoudemire is a forgotten guy, because of the injuries, and he went to a team that had a lot of spotlight in New York, but it just didn't work the way that they thought. But it showed you that he could carry a team, he can play well, and he can do dominant things even though he wasn't the same player. And that made a lot of sense because he felt that way anyway when he went to the draft, and he was Rookie of the Year. And this is a guy that people don't know. He was an All-NBA first-team player. He was a guy that made multiple All-NBA teams in general. And usually that's the key to being a Hall of Famer, not just what you did in high school, how long you can dominate the game in the NBA, how long you can be an all-star, how long you can stay healthy and still be able to produce those numbers. And Amar'e Stoudemire has a healthy chunk of that in his career. And a lot of guys modeled that game after Amar'e Stoudemire, because you have to make quick decisions as an NBA player if you want to score and you want to be efficient and you want to be dominant, because you don't take for granted those opportunities, especially when you want to show up and perform well. And most superstars have to do that if they want the money, they want the fame, and they want the glory. And Amar'e Stoudemire was one of those guys that was able to do that, and the highest level, even in the playoffs. Like, he didn't win a championship, but he showed you that you can make deep runs and you can make some noise. And you can also see that with the Knicks, like, to have that much talent and still be that good. And he got his publicity in the right way for that reason. It's tough to do. That's why you don't see many of these people making these teams or doing it for as many times as he has done. And I just look at some of these newer guys and just go straight up, just dunk it. You got the length, you got the size, and that's really what made Amar'e Stoudemire special, is that he didn't care who was in front of him. He's dunking on Tim Duncan, he's dunking on Shaq, he's dunking on Yao Ming. I don't care if you're bigger, I don't care if you're stronger, I don't care how good you are as a defender, as a shot blocker. They all got at least 30 to 40 from Amar'e Stoudemire, and he was a matchup nightmare even when he didn't have to go to the rim, because you just got tired of him pulling the jump shots too, to the point where they got it up a little closer, and then he'd just keep going right by him and just finish with the finesse layups, like I said before. And it's just funny just watching how simple and minimalistic that he made the game, and how smart it was to do it that way, because it was working and it was successful, and it still does work. People just don't want to get the contact as much because they don't want to risk the injuries, and it just shows you how hard he was and how intimidating he was, because you just didn't want to get embarrassed too by being on a poster or on the highlights of a guy annihilating you. So other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification for more analysis. If you enjoyed this video, you sure would enjoy my older videos and my other classics that I made. Other than that, thanks, and see you guys later.